We've been in this series for quite a while now, and I've thoroughly enjoyed preaching and preparing for this and just getting myself ready to preach that word. I don't know if you've been enjoying it as much, and I will ask you to just give me a feedback through WhatsApp and what you've been challenged and how you felt about this. So I know into the future. But in the series, really, we called it His Story because we realized that the entire Scripture is His story. From beginning to end is all about His story and how He uses people, ordinary people. We sort of make them superhuman people, but they're ordinary people. From Abraham right down to John, who wrote Revelation, the ordinary people that Jesus called them and qualified them to be what we feel that they are these superhumans. And it's often that I say that Jesus calls not the qualified, but He calls those that He wants, and then as they step in obedience, He qualifies them to do what it is that He wants them to do. And we see that right through the Scriptures that we've been looking at, the Old Testament, in between the Testament, the New Testament, the life of Paul, and now looking at a little bit of Revelation, that God just unfolds His story and wants us to partner with Him and continue that story. And as much as Revelation is the last book of Scripture, we are still here to tell these stories. And as the priest's job was to put God, their God on display, we need to put God on display. Amen. Our country is longing to have God on display. But it's our job to tell His story. It's our job to allow Him to work through us in telling the story. So today we're going to talk about the church in Ephesus. To better understand the book of Revelation, we need to spend a little bit of time on this particular church and the city of Ephesus. Next year, I would like to do the 7 churches in Revelation. I was thinking, maybe I should just carry on with the 7 churches, but I really want to start in December, to start talking to you about Christmas and the Advent period. And it just doesn't allow me to have too many Sundays to speak and preach about the 7 churches in Revelation. So we will leave it for next year. But today we're going to have a bit of a teaser as in what's still to come. So how many of you left last Sunday thinking, you know what, I've never heard Revelation preached in that way? You don't have to put your hand up, okay? Because the rest of you doesn't put their hand up. I'm going to ask why not. So just ask yourself that question, whether you've heard it preached before or not. When you think of Ephesus, I want you to think of a bow tie. Okay? Some of the older guys will know exactly what a bow tie. Some of the young guys won't have a cooking clue what a bow tie is. But those of us who know what a bow tie is, Ephesus is the center of that bow tie. It's the center of the Roman world. There is the east and the west, and they both meet together in the center at that point, which is Ephesus. You have all these things going in the west, and you have all these stuff going on in the east, and they need each other's stuff. Okay? So the east needs the west, and the west needs the east, and Ephesus is right in that place where they could meet to exchange the stuff. So you can imagine the kind of place that this town, the city is. It's so influential and being influenced by so many different cultures. Because the cultures from the east are very, very different to the cultures of the west. It has become very cosmopolitan, the city of Ephesus, and it is very progressive to all the other cities. It has the best of the best from all around the world. Now, in that city, 2 out of every 3 people in the Roman Empire were slaves in the first century. 2 out of 3 were slaves. And in a time where the whole world comes together to meet, you can imagine that the slave trade was at its extreme, which then brings the number of slaves per capita much, much higher than that. So classification of people was very important to them, especially in that city. There was a strong emphasis of making sure that you know where you belong in society. Whether you were the aristocrats, whether you were just the wealthy, or if you were a slave. It was very, very important in the first century, and especially in the city of Ephesus. Today, if you go to that part of the world, you will find ruins of what was known as the Agora. The Agora, which is essentially a marketplace or a mall. Okay? Everyone who wants to sell anything from the east or from the west comes to this place called the Agora and sets up a place to buy or to sell. Now, in order for you to buy and sell in this marketplace, in this Agora, you have to go and offer an offering to Caesar. Why? Because Caesar is God. And you have to offer an offering to Caesar as a God. Now let me be very clear here. And tell you something about Satan. In apocalyptic literature is always referred to as a dragon. Okay? Always referred to as a dragon. Now, people who call themselves God are in direct opposition to our position. And our position is that God is the creator of the universe and He created it out of nothing. Okay? And if you are in direct opposition and you start staying in direct opposition to the God of the universe, it will be said of you that you are under Satan's power. And anyone who is under the control of the dragon is called the what? The beast. The beast. Okay? And we spoke a little bit about this last week. Remember, Vespasian, one of the Caesars, was the beast that God fatally wounded, and then he miraculously healed. Okay? So he was known as the beast. Okay, so with all of that information, when you offer offering an incense to be able to buy and sell, they needed to prove that you actually have done it. That you went, made an offering, and now you are able to buy and sell anything in that marketplace. Now, most scholars will agree, and when I say most scholars, it's a big, big thing in the theology world because most scholars don't agree on anything. Okay? So when I say most scholars will agree, that's a huge, huge thing. And they agree that to prove that you are offering an incense or offering to Caesar was that they put some kind of a mark on your hand. Okay? So they would put some kind of a mark on your hand. Most likely it was ink stain on your hand. So if Caesar is the beast and you take his mark, what is that called?
The mark of the beast.
Mark of the beast. Okay? Now, Revelation is full of that. And we have somehow taken that and made it into microchips, and you know, some countries in the West are actually putting a microchip under your skin, and all you have to do is just walk past and go whoop, and it scans it, and gee, this is America is a part of this, you know, beast and all that kind of stuff. Donald Trump is a dragon, and you know, it's got absolutely nothing to do with any of that stuff. And it's got everything to do with what I've just told you. That in order for you to be able to sell and buy things in that world, you had to get that mark. And because you had that mark, meant that you actually worshipped the beast. So it was called the mark of the beast. The question that the first century Jesus followers were wrestling with is this: do I take that mark or not? Now, it's very easy for us sitting in the 21st century in a church building in Queenstown in South Africa, in the continent of Africa, to say, no, don't take that mark. But I have two responses to that. And they both start with not so fast. Okay? The first response is not so fast. If you're a seamstress or a butcher or a carpenter or seller of anything in that town, and you don't take the mark, which means you can't buy and sell things, how do you feed your family? You can't go to buy them. You can't sell them. How do you feed your family? How many days will it be okay for you to walk home with nothing and say to your family, sorry, we have no food today? Because you don't have the money. That's first response. Second response, not so fast. I bet if we look very deeply in our own lives, every single one of us has taken the mark somewhere. Somewhere we have compromised. Somewhere we have said to ourselves, we believe in the church culture, but God wants us to be happy. Surely God doesn't want me to suffer. Surely God doesn't want me to go hungry without any food. And I wonder what the Ephesians church would have said to us if we came with our excuses to them. Now, last week's sermon was a very victorious message as far as I'm concerned. But this week's message is a little bit more convicting. And I was very convicted when I was typing the sermon out and researching it. I was very convicted by what I'm about to say and what the Holy Spirit was revealing to me. And I wanted to get the opportunity to share my pain and conviction with you guys. Okay, I didn't want to keep it to myself. Okay, so here's a very convicting question. Where are the places where I choose to compromise? Where are the places where I choose to compromise? Now there was this group in that first century, and I introduced you to them last week. We spoke a little bit about them, that were part of the Jesus followers in Ephesus. And they said, look, just offer your offering. Just go and light the incense and offer it to them, because we know that the earth is the Lord's and everything in it belongs to Him. It all belongs to God anyway. We know that. Just offer what you need to offer. Take the mark on your hand. We know you're not saying that Caesar is God. We know that. Just do that so you could feed your family. Just do that so you could earn a bit of money. And this group was called the Nicolaitans or Nicolaitans. Okay? Now I want us to look together at Revelation chapter 2, verse 1 to 7. To the angel of the church in Ephesus, write, these are the words of him who holds the 7 stars in his right hand. Stop there. In the ancient world, they lived their life around stars, a constellation. Like we have a calendar, they live their life according to the stars. They live their lives around the zodiac. Okay? Which we straight away say, yeah, very pagan, because it's astrological and you know about all of that, zodiacs and all that. that has nothing to do with that. And this time has got nothing to do with it and how they live. Now, what they found was that there are 7 stars that never moved. As they looked into the sky, the zodiacs moved, and they were not sure quite then why, and all that kind of stuff. But they noticed that 7 stars didn't move. We call it today planets. And the one who controls those 7 stars and keeps them from moving outside of the system, okay, is the one who holds the power of the universe. Now, Domitian, we spoke about Domitian last week, says he held the 7 stars, and Peter says, no, he doesn't. He doesn't hold the 7 stars. But I know who does. So he carries on. He says, and walks among the 7 golden lanterns. This is why this matters, because John is not writing some weird book with complicated things about things we don't understand. He is writing something that speaks and gives hope to the people who were living and working and breathing in that first century. And it made sense to them. And I don't think that any of the first century readers would think this would make a great movie series or this would make a great novel. I don't think that that was what was in their mind. This is not the point of Revelation. The point of Revelation was to give them hope that their matter and that their faith matter, and it was not a waste of time under the circumstances that they were in. And so it carries on, it says, I know indeed your hard work and your perseverance. I know that you cannot tolerate wicked people, that you have tested those who claim to be apostles but are not, and have found them false. You have preserved and have endured hardship for my name, and have not grown weary. Let me ask you a question. Does this sound like they love God? It does. Because he's saying, I know your hardship, I know your deeds. And this is going to be very important in a minute, because I think they love God to death. And we'll come back to that. Verse 4 says, yet I hold this against you. You have forsaken the love you had at first. Some in Scripture says, you have forsaken your first love. And literally the Greek is prota agape, your first love. You abandoned your first love. Now for us in the Western world, and the Western way of thinking, we immediately think in lists, don't we? So what's our first love in our list? God, right? Then what comes after that? Family. Then after family, everyone else. Okay? Because we think in lists. So first love must be God, because A, B, and then C. It makes no sense based on the verse, and the verse is right before this one. Because the verse before that one says, patiently enduring for his name's sake. So they have not grown weary, because they're patiently enduring. And that doesn't make sense if we say that, okay? So let's think Jewish for a while, okay? For just a while, let's think Jewish and see if it just maybe does shed some light on what John is actually trying to say in these verses. Because, hey, John himself was Jewish and he thought like a Jew. Majority of the people that he was writing to were Jews. There were a few Gentiles, but at that time of history, a lot of churches and the church in Ephesus was made up of Jews. So the guy who wrote to think the way that I'm going to invite you to think, okay, so a Jew who loves God. God isn't first. God isn't first. Loving God is everything. Say that again. So a Jew who loves God. Loving God is not first. Loving God is everything. Everything that they do is loving God. And the first and most important way that you display it is how we love one another. It's how we love one another. To a Jew, loving God isn't the top of the list. It is the list. And the best way to express it is how you treat each other. So let's have a look at some scriptures in the New Testament. Matthew chapter 22, verse 35 to 36. One of them, an expert in the law, tested him with this question. Teacher, which is the greatest command in the law? So what's the greatest command, basically?
Thou shalt love thy God.
Love the Lord your God. Of course, that's everything. And the second one, Jesus said, is like it. But wait a minute. The guy didn't ask for two. He said, what's the greatest command? And Jesus gives him two. Because how do you express your love to God? By loving your neighbor as if that neighbor was you. Okay? Does that make sense? Are you starting to think Jewish? Okay? Alright? This is the first and most important way that we express how we love God. Let's look at Romans 13, 8 to 10. Let no debt remain outstanding, except the continuing debt to love one another. For whoever loves others has fulfilled the law, the commandments. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not murder. You shall not steal. You shall not covet. And whatever other commands there may be are summed up in this one command. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love does not harm to your neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. Now, let's think about this for a second. Okay? Think of the other commandments. You should not steal, you should not lie. You sort of know the 10 commandments, okay? So think about it. You shall have no other God before you. That's one of the commandments, right? And somehow that commandment gets summed up in you shall love your neighbor. Okay? You should not take the Lord's name in vain. That's another command, right? Also summed up in love your neighbor. You see, that command is not about using the name in words like swear words. Okay? Though we shouldn't do that anyway. But rather, when you give your life to follow God, He gives you His name. He did it with Abraham, He did it with Jacob, and He did it with so many others. Okay? You bear the name of Jesus. Okay? So, don't do that. Don't take His name in vain. Don't use His name, which is you are carrying His name. Don't use it in vain, in a way that you do. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's look at Galatians chapter 5, verse 14. For the whole law is fulfilled in one word. You shall
love your neighbor.
Say it again. You shall
love your neighbor
as yourself. So when you lost your first love, it isn't while you don't love God anymore. They were trying to love God in the way they were doing it. But what they have forgotten to do is love one another. And in a way, it's easy for us to say, love God. How is it easy for us to show it by loving others as ourselves? Okay? Maybe there's a lesson for us today in church, and this is the convicting part that I was telling you about. When we choose to not love one another first, what we begin to do is live a life that is built on my own desires, my own wants and perceptions, and perceived needs. And it becomes incredibly destructive for everyone around us. For everyone around us. Because in those days, it was the integrity of the community that was number one. That's why Jesus' miracle, first miracle, was what?
Changing water into wine.
First miracle. If you were Jesus, would that be your first miracle? Yes. There's someone who's honest over there. Okay? Thank you for your honesty. But most of us wouldn't. We would like to do something a little bit more dramatic than that. But the reason Jesus chose that is because it had to do about the integrity of the community. It had to do with the hospitality. And to have your wine finished was a big thing. You were not hospitable. So if, as an individual, do anything to disrupt the integrity of the community, it actually deserves death for the good of the community. And we have no frame of reference in our minds today as we sit here. It sounds very foreign, because we like to make sure our needs get met first. But you have to understand that when we don't love our neighbor as ourselves, we actually put a whole community in jeopardy. Think about our country. Do we really love our neighbor as ourselves? It doesn't matter what ethnic background you come from, what culture you come from. Imagine when we start loving our neighbor as ourselves, because that is our first step. That is how we want to demonstrate. And the convicting part of it is, do we as a church, not just St. Columbus, but do we as a church in this country, do we do that? Do we display that we love God the way we sing, the way we meet together, the way we pray to Him? Do we display it in that manner? Because that is the first step. If we compromise our whole existence, we compromise our role as a Christ follower, we compromise our role as a priest who was supposed to put their God on display, we compromise for our own benefit, desires, and wants. So before we get irritated and mad with these guys, the Collidians, for taking that mark, before we get irritated with them, I want us to think and consider that maybe at one point or another we have compromised. At one point or another we have taken the mark on our hands as well. Maybe in our culture we decided it's okay to live the way the culture wants us to live and still call ourselves a Christian. Maybe we decided to do things the culture said it was okay to do and try and live as a Christian. And these people would rather go to the lions than to compromise. So before we say, hey, don't take the mark, let's look at ourselves. Where have we compromised? Now you see, there was these guys in the church in Syria, and they chose not to put wood in their houses and heat it up during winter in their homes, so they didn't have to offer anything to the god Caesar. Because they didn't want to tell the wrong story of who their God is, they chose to go cold in the winters of Europe, which are much older than Queenstown. Because they wanted to show that their God said it's not okay to take the mark. It's not okay to compromise. And I wonder if we had to talk to the church of Ephesus today, how would they respond to the things that we get worked up about? And I'm not minimizing what we get worked out about. But do we make a change with us being worked out about it? Because I think we live in a culture that is way too consumed with our own happiness and entitlement. Way too.
Amen to that.
And especially in this country. And I get it. I know where this country came from. I might not be born in this country, but I lived in the town of apartheid. I went to the white schools. I caught the white bus to school and not the black bus. I know about apartheid. And in my Jewish heart at that time, it was not okay. Because my own family were being discriminated against in our history of our own family. And I think that we have compromised so much in our lives. We forgot about the holiness that God calls us to be. And I think we have a lesson to learn to what does it mean to be God's truly belong to Him. What does it mean to truly belong to God? Where is our integrity? When we find a place in our life where we choose to take the mark, what do we do with it? I think the second message that we get from the church in Ephesus is this. You can make it. You can do it. You can stand against your culture and you can stand and be counted for. You can. They did it. They didn't compromise. And remember last week I said to you, around 50 years later, after this book was written, about 80 to 85% of Ephesus was now Christian.
Wow.
Was now Christian. They did it. They didn't compromise. They didn't take the mark. They said, sorry, I'm a follower of Christ. No. You want to take me to the lion den? Right, I'm right behind you. You want to burn me? Okay, give me 5 seconds. I will be there. I'm not going to compromise. In a world where they were asked to lay down their lives and not even heat up their homes, make themselves uncomfortable. They did it. And the next generation, because they didn't compromise, the next generation, 50 years later, they were able to be free and to live free. They were able to buy and sell. They were able to stand in the street corners and speak about Jesus without fear. They were free because the generation before them did not compromise.
Absolutely.
Revelation. The church in Ephesus' message to us is, you don't have to compromise. You don't. You don't have to live halfway between our spiritual beliefs and our cultural demands. We don't. We can choose. And I think the world, this time, is ready to see a group of people who say, I choose to live in this way.
Amen.
I choose to live in this way. Will you come back to your first love? Will you come back to your first love? As we go into a conversational prayer, ask Anthony to put something on the background for us. Before we go into our last song, will we ask the Lord, between you and me, where have I taken the mark? Where have I compromised? Help me to leave a legacy for the generations that come after me. Will you do that? Would you bring that before
Yes, Lord, I've sinned against you and I've sinned against my brothers and sisters. I ask your forgiveness.
Lord, at one point in time in our life, we have compromised. We have taken that mark. Lord, for that we ask for your forgiveness. And we know that with that comes redemption. With that comes salvation. With that comes a second chance. And Lord, we pray that today, as people here who sit here, days in church, that we will stop compromising. It doesn't matter if we get persecuted for it, because we do it in your name. And Lord, we pray for the churches who are being persecuted right now, especially in the Muslim countries, where they stand and they're not compromised and they get killed for it. We ask, Lord Jesus, that you will just bless those people, Lord Jesus. Increase the number of those churches in those parts of the world, so that their voice will be heard, Lord Jesus. That also the generation that will come there will be able to proclaim the name of Jesus without being ashamed in a Muslim country, without being killed in a Muslim country, because their fathers and mothers did not compromise. And Lord, we pray for this, our beautiful country. We as Christians will come together, that the voice of your church, Lord Jesus, will be raised up, Lord Jesus. That it will be a force to be reckoned with, and that we will, whether there are people in Parliament, whether there are people in municipalities, where it is us as citizens within the municipalities, that we say, no more, I will not compromise. I will not be corrupted. I will stand in the name of Jesus against this and against that. And Lord, we pray that we will see such a mighty movement moving this time. That we will see such an amazing revival happen within our churches, within our people, within our time, Lord Jesus. That we will indeed be able to not only say Kamani for me, but we will be able to say Kamani for the Lord Jesus Christ.
Yes, Lord.
That we will be able to claim this time for you, Lord Jesus.
Amen.
That we will be able to anoint every part of this time, every person in this time, every business in this time, every student in this time, every mother, father, and children in this time. We'll be able to not hold the mark of the beast, but that we will have the mark of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, who died and rose again. We pray this in Jesus' name. We say, amen. So be it. Let us stand and sing our last song together. To God be the glory.